What is going on, everyone? We have more news and updates regarding what the Lions are doing for the 2025 NFL Draft, and they're meeting with more prospects. And they met with a prospect over the weekend that plays a position that you probably don't expect to see in the first round. Okay. And I don't either. So let me make that very clear. I don't expect this position to be drafted in the first round. I think I would actually be pissed, very pissed. And you can call me an idiot if you disagree with it. If this position was drafted in the first round, I would be confused, and I would love to. I don't want to live through that for our draft show, but at the same time, I would love to see what the content would turn into. Maybe it would be good content, but regardless, let's look at the meeting in which they had with Matthew Golden because they hosted him over the weekend. Plays for formerly Texas Longhorns. Now, Matthew Golden is a speedster, but he is not just a speedster. He ran a 4.29 at the combine, and we got to see that in person, which was incredible. But he's an excellent route runner. He's got great hands. I mean, he's just a complete wide receiver. And there's some that are having him as wide receiver 2, right? If you want to put Travis Hunter there, whatever. But he's one of the best wide receivers in the class. Okay, now, how would I feel about it in the first round? I wouldn't like it. And I think the big thing for that is you have Jameson Williams under contract for the next 2 years. You have Amon-Ra St. Brown. Now, if you want to take a receiver in the draft at some point, I have no issue with it. I think there's actually going to be a plethora of good wide receivers, maybe not to the level of Matthew Golden, but guys that I think can be solid players and maybe even have upside to turn into really good players. I mean, Brad found Amon-Ra in the 4th round. So, I mean, you look past the first round, you have guys like Trey Harris. You have guys like Pat Bryant later. They've met with Isaac Tesla, who you can find late in the draft. But that's just like the levels. There's a bunch in between that. I mean, Kyle Williams. I really like Jalen Royals. There's a bunch of random names throughout the draft. Ty Felton played for Maryland. So there's names that you can look at and be like, okay, they can take him in the 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th round. And at least they're addressing that Tim Patrick replacement, what they're looking for in a bigger body guy. Now, Matthew's not a big body guy. And I don't think that's something they're just like, well, is he big or not? I think they'll just take talent at wide receiver. So I'm not saying that rules Matthew out. But if you take Matthew Golden, he would have little to no impact for you this year. I mean, that's just the fact of the matter. And what they need is guys that can make an impact right away, but also factoring in best player available, factoring in position. You take a lot of things into consideration. And I know how Brad operates, right? BPA. But when you look at pick 28, and you look at Matthew Golden, you can argue he will be the best player available, the BPA. But you can also look at other players, like if Gray Zabel's there. Is Gray Zabel a better overall player? I think Gray Zabel is going to be a really good player. So that's where I'm struggling with is he that much better than the field? So even if he's there, which I don't think he will be, I think it's something where you have to really consider, man, are we taking a wide receiver in the first round? Because, yeah, you can still get an edge in the 2nd. You can get an offensive lineman in the 2nd. But man, Detroit Lions fans would be so upset with that. It would just be, it's like you could draft one in next year in the first round. You don't have to draft one this year. You don't. And he'll probably get you 200 yards. It's like you're trying to win a Super Bowl. And what you need is offensive line depth. You need defensive line depth. You need safety depth. I mean, that's really what you're looking for here. Wide receiver depth. Yeah, it's something you look at, but name me teams in the NFL that have 3-4 starting wide receivers or wide receiver 2 caliber guys besides the number 1. It just doesn't happen. You know what I mean? You have wide receiver 1, wide receiver 2, and then you have kind of a mixture of guys that can get the job done. Like, look at the Eagles. They had A.J. Brown, Devonta Smith, and then they had Jahad Dotson last year. So they just kind of, you just get guys that can help. Like, I don't think they need Matthew Golden. I don't. And I really like Matthew Golden. But what do you guys make of it, man? How frustrated would you be with a wide receiver in the first round? I would take an edge. I would take an offensive lineman. I mean, if they took a safety, I wouldn't love it. I wouldn't love it. But wide receiver would probably be a little more confusing. The only position on offense you should draft would be offensive line in the first round. Any other offensive position, it just wouldn't make sense to me. So that's where I'm at with it, guys. Defensive players, please, and up front, edge, defensive tackle, please. Please, Brad. But comment down below. Let me know your thoughts on Matthew Golden, what you think of this. And am I crazy? Would you love a wide receiver in the first round? Maybe you do. I don't. But comment down below, leave your thoughts, and check us out tonight. We'll be live 8 to 10 p.m. to break this down and more, much more. It's Mock Draft Monday. We'll get into my full first-round mock, and the fellas will try and roast me. But until then, I will catch you all. Hey, what's going on there? It's Jeff Iafrate. Appreciate you for finishing the video. You can check out one of the videos here suggested or show support by commenting, liking, and subscribing. And buy your merchandise, officialctsports.com.